honor of the World Cup, let's golden goal this bitch and hoist the cup. You're so excited.
I am. It's episode 12, man.
Welcome. Episode 12 of Dysfunctional Nerdcast. I'm Aaron. I'm the one who has been told my whole life I have RBF, but yet I was ultra approachable yesterday.
See, you're not as unapproachable as you think.
I don't know. People would not leave me alone. They love me.
I'm Josh, and I am the huggable teddy bear that everybody loves to come up to. Maybe I'm wearing off on you.
I guess.
Good thing.
So, big episode with Jurassic World coming out. So, We're going to review that shit. And then we got a ton of news to address.
Yeah,
but we're going
to... A lot of news out there. Toy news and movie news and just general nerd news.
That's right. So, let's dive right into it.
Get onto
balls deep.
Yeah, Jurassic World. Spoiler full review as usual, because that's what we do.
If you've seen any of the other movies, movie's already spoiled for you because you've seen it.
Really? Is that your review already?
That's my take on pretty much the entire movie.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, elaborate on it then.
I was so bored out of my mind. There was like 5 times I think I counted in my head. I'm like, I just want this movie to be over. I got better things to do with my night. I just want to move on.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think that at all. I thought it was entertaining, man. It was what I expected, from, let's face it, the Jurassic Park, fantastic movie. Hands down, right? We're both going to agree on that.
It is a movie that is basically like the Wizard of Oz type of movie. I don't think there's a person on this planet that has a kid and you don't show that movie to their kid.
No, you have to. It's another rite of passage movie.
It's going to go down as an all-time classic. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's a classic American movie that we all need to pass on to the next generation. Now, when you have something that's that epic, it is kind of hard to follow up to it. And the other 2 movies in that original trilogy, they...
kind of bad.
Yeah, well...
Second one's serviceable. Third one was horrendous.
I think the second and third one of those, not to go too much into that, we don't want to review the other ones too much, but it did a lot of, fan service.
So this is good. It's kind of lets us know where we're at with the franchise. Neither one of us are ultra fanboys. We can take it or leave these movies. We enjoy them, but we're not, we're not super nerdy about them. It's not like our Star Wars or Halloween for me.
Okay, what do you mean our Star Wars? It's my Star Wars, because you just rip on it all the fucking time.
I'm more of a real fan. Because I
can accept, go there, man.
This is a whole different podcast.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to these movies to be entertained.
Bottom line. I think we're kind of like the general movie audience with this movie.
Yeah, which is, something different for us.
You just want to see something good. You could care less if it's really good because you have no vested interest in it. You just want to know.
Right. And it's something, different for us as, usually we are super into the genre or the film that we're going to go see. Like you with the Marvel, me with the Star Wars. We kind of meet in the middle of a lot of different things. But this, I had almost no desire to go see it. This is something that'd be like, I could wait for Blu-ray.
I did want to see it, but I wasn't super excited about it or anything. And Jurassic World to me, not to bring up Star Wars, but it was kind of like The Force Awakens, where it's basically a soft remake of the first movie. It's not 100% the same, but there's so many similarities. It's like ridiculous.
There are similarities. I'll give it that in the Jurassic realm.
So for this movie, I thought it pretty much did the same thing. As there were so many similarities, I was bored, man.
See, I wasn't bored, and I can see where the similarities were made, but could you make the argument that it was a little bit of a reboot then? I don't know. It's
the second movie. Like, we already had a reboot in the first one.
Yeah, but you're rebooting a trilogy. Is it too much to reboot a trilogy? Yeah,
I'm tired of the trilogy because basically what the trilogy says to me is the second movie is a throwaway. and you heard the term like bridge movie. Basically, you have a first movie that sets it up. This movie bridges it to what we ultimately want to see in the third movie. And that's exactly what it was. It really didn't offer anything other than how did the dinosaurs get into real life America? Done. You could have did that in 5 minutes of a real movie, which should have been the third one. You should have just made that the second movie.
Yeah, but that was an interesting point I did like the end of this movie a lot.
I did too, and we'll save that for the end. But the fact that this movie is called Jurassic World, or the whole trilogy, we probably should have even had that in the first fucking movie.
Yeah, but it took
3 movies to get what the title of the initial movie is called, Jurassic World, and it took us 3 movies to get there.
Nah,
it's stupid.
The first one set it up. This is the trilogy right here, right?
It's a throwaway. Come on, say it.
No, I'm not going to say it's a total throwaway. To me, it was just an entertaining bridge between 2 chapters. This was like, I don't know. It's just like, when you read at the end of a novel, I know you don't like to fucking read, but there might be a little bit of like a teaser at the end of a novel. What's going to happen in the next book? That's what this movie was. And I really didn't have a super huge problem with it. Was this the greatest movie ever? Absolutely not. But I found it entertaining.
All right, so I'm going to start getting into some specifics of things I just found kind of annoying or whatever. First, third of the movie, they're on the actual island. And that's by far the most entertaining part of the movie to me. You get to see the volcano explode. You see the dinosaurs fucking running around. Chris Pratt's running for his life, even though we obviously know Chris Pratt's never going to die. So what suspense is there? It's like, he's running for his life. The volcano, the lava's chasing him. The dinosaurs are chasing him. Is he gonna die? Of course not. He's the fucking franchise hero. There's no suspense.
Well, it's the same thing as Infinity War. You know nobody's fucking dying at the end.
They all died. Right? But
that's what you think.
It just fell flat to me. And then the part that I couldn't stand was he gets saved yet again by a T-Rex. The T-Rex roars. Rah! And then I was expecting the banner to fall just like at the end of the original Jurassic Park. I'm like, the fucking exact scene.
And that actually happened twice in the movie.
Twice. Yes. Yeah.
The second time, the first time,
the T-Rex is overplayed at this point, people.
But don't you want, if it wasn't in there, I guarantee you would be like, where's the fucking T-Rex?
You can have a T-Rex in the movie, but I don't need them to see him chasing a Jeep again.
Dude, you need that roar, man.
At the end of the... He can roar, but the way they shot it was the exact same, and he's standing there.
But isn't that homage?
No, it was just boring. They did it in the Jurassic World, they did it at the end. And I was like,
they do it in almost every movie.
Well, that's homage. Now you're just at the point of stale.
I kind of expected it at any given time. Like 3PO and R2-D2 bantering and sarcasm, I expect a T-Rex roar. I need it. Not twice in the same movie, not like this one. But
yeah, and then the scene with the, what is it, a brontosaurus? What are the tall giraffe looking motherfuckers?
Yeah, the brontosaurus.
They show that and they play the John Williams Jurassic Park movie like in the first one where that's the first dinosaur they see.
Yeah.
It was the same scene again. I'm like,
yeah, but didn't your heart tug just a little? Did you have a little tug on your heart when the brontosaurus was on the dock dying and they couldn't save it?
It was sad. That was sad.
Like that, I was just like,
yeah. So Chris Pratt runs off the edge. They barely make it. Of course, they jump the car off the dock onto his boat. Of course, they're gonna make it, but then they show the brontosaurus who couldn't make it, and he's just getting like burnt up, and he's like, "Do I jump in the water to drown or get burned alive?" Those are like the 2 worst ways to die. They say. I would have to agree.
And burning. Yeah, not on my agenda at all.
So yes, I shed a tear for that.
You do have a heart.
I have a heart.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. The premise, though, when we're going back to the island, Isla Nublar, right? And Bryce Dallas Howard, her character Claire, she's no longer running the park. She's now fighting for dinosaur rights, right? She's got this whole lobbyist group and everything, and she's hired to go back to the island to basically kind of save them, right?
Yeah.
So they know this volcano is going to blow, etc. Meanwhile, there's this whole military operation going on.
Which was the same as Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah, it was. It's very similar.
Oh, let's capture the dinosaurs. We're going to cage them up, shoot nets over them. It was just like, I've seen this again. Boring.
But I did like, I think now it's more like socially important, I guess. And I think that's what they were going for. I don't know.
Of what? Capturing dinosaurs?
Well, no, I mean, I think they're equating dinosaurs to people in a way, you know, and I think there's we don't get political in this fucking podcast, and I don't want to, but apparently Hollywood likes to, and I think they're bringing that into their movies, which pisses me off, but it flows over, and I think that flowed over into this a little bit. But, you know, whatever rights it was dinosaur rights, okay? And just like droid rights in Solo, you know. But...
And I kind of thought the nerd in the movie with the chick with the glasses that...
Yes,
she's a veterinarian, basically, of dinosaurs. She kind of like hammered that point home a little too much for me. It's like... That was her only reason for being in the movie, so I found
it was an overcompensation.
Yeah.
Which we talked about in other movies when, you know, you're trying to overcompensate for the fact that you didn't do things right in movies before.
It's like
you do it now. Yeah.
I can understand that being a characteristic of her character, but that doesn't have to be all she is. Like, that's the only reason she was in the movie to exist. Other than that, she wouldn't have been in it.
Now, the computer nerd guy. So you have Claire, Bryce Dallas Howard. You got Chris Pratt's character, Owen Grady, the veterinarian, and the nerd, the computer nerd. The computer nerd, his joke went on way too long. Like, he's just basically a pansy. Okay. And I
liked him.
Oh my God. And here I am watching this movie and I'm like, Aaron's going to hate this dude.
I liked him.
And you liked him. And I have fault with him. Why? Because his only joke was the shriek.
Well, he was scared of everything.
He was scared of everything. And the first one or two times, it was just like, ha! And he was like, ha! Every time the dinosaur roars, ha! It was funny. I was like, oh my God, this guy, typical nerd. He's going to be scared of everything. It was funny. The third, fourth, fifth time, fucking enough.
See, like, you're talking about, like, what does a Jurassic Park film have? To me, every Jurassic Park film must have that character that's so afraid of everything. So it's like, the normal reaction, a fucking T-Rex is chasing you, you're going to yell. Not everyone's going to be Chris Pratt and just, oh, it's cool, you know, I'm out for a jog on a Saturday morning.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with that aspect, but I mean,
I just found it.
It was like Thor's jokes in Ragnarok in the first.
I didn't even look at it as a joke. I just looked at it as
it was a joke on his character. It was a joke on being a nerd, and that's what they were going for.
He was better than the veterinarian, though.
I like the veterinarian better.
You just liked her boobies more.
Well, maybe. She was trying to save the freaking dinosaur.
Yeah. So another thing that was like Jurassic Park 2 is they're bringing these dinosaurs back to America, right? Like, we've already seen this too. Which leads to, I guess, the major problem I had with this movie is all the damn plot holes. It's ridiculous. So we already had 2 parks that completely fail. Dinosaurs have been in America before. A complete disaster. Oh, let's bring them back again, and then the government's going to support saving them. You've already seen this play out. You know it's no good. You can't save them. But they decide, oh, we'll save them anyway. Thanks to Jeff Goldblum. But I think that just goes back to whatever political correctness or whatever you want to call it in this movie of like, oh, let's live with the dinosaurs. Yeah, but it's like, dude, we've already done it. It doesn't work. Like, no way in the earth should they decide in favor of this.
I don't know. Maybe this time it's going to be different. I don't know what direction they're going to go into in the third one. And they're obviously going to make a third one because this one did pretty darn good this weekend. For all the negativity I think that was out there on this movie, it did very well.
Yeah, so it made its $150 million, which is what they expected it to make.
Man, which is a success.
Yeah, it hit its cues, but it is only 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't agree with the 50%. I just thought it was an entertaining movie. When I go to see these type of movies, I just want to be entertained. And that's it. That's all I want. Entertainment. I'm not looking for Oscar-winning performances. At this point, I'm not looking for groundbreaking, you know, film. I already had that in Jurassic Park. That was groundbreaking. That was awesome. It was fantastic. I'm just looking to continue the story. They rebooted it with the first Jurassic World. They did a decent job, I thought.
But this movie brought nothing new to the table. That's my problem with it. We've seen it all before in Jurassic Park 1 and 2. What did they bring?
No. This one,
They tried to get dinosaurs off the island. It's Jurassic Park 2.
there was a different reason to get them off. We're still going back to the whole militarizing of the dinosaurs, using them for,
which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. So basically, they show in this movie that dinosaurs can be just tranked because that's obviously how they captured them. Don't you think a military has the same guns, if not more, and they're just going to trank these dinosaurs and kill them in a second anyway? They are no military threat. There's zero military usage of these animals.
No, I don't know. I disagree. The Ankylosaurus.
All they have to do is, oh, sorry, I'm going to trank you and then kill you.
Now, one of my favorite dinosaurs of all time was in this movie and was called the Tank, which was the Ankylosaurus. I love that thing. And it's all armor, man. That thing comes at you with a club tail and you're fucked. That thing with the dinosaur with the bone on its head that broke Chris Pratt.
Until I have my F-15 and just fucking blow it to smithereens. Like, it's not a fucking weapon. Like, they act like we have no weapons.
They have pterodactyls.
It's like...
Put fucking missiles on the pterodactyls.
We dropping fucking bombs out of a pterodactyl's ass. Napalm this motherfucker. And you just hear a pterodactyl blow it up.
Feed a pterodactyl some 5-alarm chili and see what happens.
Do you see how ridiculous it is to militarize dinosaurs? It's stupid.
I don't know, man. You gotta try it.
So one of my main plot holes in this whole thing is they go to the island, they capture the animals, and then they're going to auction them off the highest bidder. They only auction these animals off for like $10 million. We're in a world where fucking Disney just spent $71.3 billion with a B. There's a lot of money in the world, and you're saying the richest people who could just like somehow profitize off these dinosaurs on the underground market are only going to spend $10 million. And you're going to spend all this money to get over to the island, boats, whatever military people they have that they're paying, all this ammo, these cages, all this special instrumentation that they have to use to capture these things, and you're going to get like $10 million for it. It doesn't even make sense money-wise.
Who cares? It was still entertaining.
It just was like, it's so unbelievable. Like, shouldn't you get like $1 billion a dinosaur?
Nah.
Like, you need to get a couple $100 million. Like, there's a lot of people with $10 million to blow. We've seen it. People will spend $10 million on a fucking prop replica. Like, give me a break. Oh, original Death Star? I'll spend $10 million on that. But you buy a T-Rex. Oh, $15 million.
Well, I think it went up in certain ones. The smaller ones were a little bit less. But what about the hybrid one that they were making, right? That was what? That was up there.
No, I don't think they ever said a final number.
No,
but still,
it's
huge.
Like, it was a huge, number, and they were like, "Oh, let's sell it," even though it's a prototype. And that was really cool because it's like, no, this one's not for sale, but this is what we can give you. It's like a drug dealer. Here's a little taste, then we'll give you some more. Here's a taste of what we can genetically engineer. And they're like, no, let's sell it. And that's greed. And that's what I think Jurassic movies are a lot about, is greed and money. That's always been the point.
Still, just to make like the common sense of it says the money he would have spent to accomplish this, he doesn't even make back. There's just no way. So then that leads to my like second major plot point was they bring back the Asian guy from Jurassic World that created the dinosaurs. He has all the technology. He has the formula to create these things. Why would you even go back to the planet in the first place, or the island in the first place, to get the dinosaurs off of it when you could have just created them in a lab like you did before?
Maybe it was a time issue. Maybe they just got him to say, hey, Dr. Wu, come back. And it's like, well, okay, but it's going to take me 7 years to make these fucking dinosaurs. Okay, let's go to the island, get a couple samples, right?
He already has the samples. He stole them in the last movie.
No, but they have samples of real dinosaurs, dude. That's what I'm saying. So they go get a couple of representatives.
You think the guy who created the dinosaurs never took blood work from the dinosaurs?
Yes, but it takes
That's
time.
how he created the whole
takes
park.
time to genetically create one of these things.
Which
it's not like 30 days and it's okay, here we go.
Well, they were still going to have to create new ones regardless, because the people that bid, they're going to want new bidders, right?
Yeah, but
So
they're
you're
saying,
still gonna
like,
have to create
here,
more.
take this in the meantime, because we got one made, and we're going to make you another freaking Allosaurus, or another T-Rex, or another Ankylosaur, another Velociraptor. Do you even know the names of dinosaurs?
I don't know. Because dinosaurs are not real. I don't believe in their bones. Hey, how does anyone know dinosaurs were reptilian? Like, how do we not know they were made of fur?
Well, they say some of them have feathers on them, so therefore birds.
And if they're
came
related to birds, supposedly, why are birds so damn small? T-Rex was probably like 6 inches tall.
T-Rex was... You got the bones to prove that it wasn't 6 inches
Are
tall.
the bones real?
The bones are real.
So you say. I don't believe it.
I believe it.
Anyway, it was just a major plot hole. It just made no sense. I'm like, you could just create these dinosaurs at any chance you want, but nope. Well, let's go back to the eye, and we have to get them.
Give me another plot hole. You're on a roll.
That's all I got.
You know what? I'm not going to say there aren't plot holes, because you are correct on these. I just don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Okay, it's Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I'm not looking for the perfect movie in this. I'm just looking to be at least mildly entertained, and I was entertained watching this movie.
Listen,
I didn't care about... I've watched... How many movies do I like that have plot holes? You watch movies that have plot holes.
But the thing is...
You don't care, because you just listen... You watch it, and you say, okay, I'm just going to have a good time. I'm going to have fun. And I did. I had a decent time watching it.
You can have plot holes, that's fine, but give me something new. And I just thought the movie didn't offer me anything new. It brought the same amount of entertainment as it was watching Jurassic Park on TV for the 300th time. Yeah, I can watch it because it's entertaining me, so I have it on. But it's like, it's background noise at that point. I just didn't think the movie brought anything new whatsoever. I've been here, done that. I understand it's the 5th one. What can you do new with dinosaurs? But I think the 6th movie is actually going to be interesting. This is the movie I wanted to see, like I said, from the first one. It's why they call it Jurassic World. Right. It makes sense.
And Jeff Goldblum says that at the end, just like earlier, he's like, this is Jurassic Park. He goes, we are now living in a Jurassic World. Like, you guys fucked up enough. You brought these things back, and now we have to live with them. And the end scene, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard driving in the car. Was the girl with them too, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Maisie, which we have to get into her character after this. They're driving down the road, and there's Blue, right? Blue was up on the top of the cliffs.
Well, no, when they're driving, they see the
pterodactyls. You also see a scene with Blue hanging out over the cliffs of like some desert city. Basically, because this character Maisie, we'll get into, she ended up causing the dinosaurs to enter into our world. Now, how are we going to live with them? And that's the bridge. That's the bridge. The movie didn't have to go and be like crazy brand new. That's the only point it had to do. And
that scene was 5 minutes long. So you could have just made that 5 minutes of the next movie, and we would have had this whole thing. We didn't need anything that was before it. Nothing.
You would have went to the theater for 5 minutes to see this?
I shouldn't have went at all. I should have just waited for video, or I've already seen it. All I'm saying is Jurassic Park 2 or Jurassic World 2 should have just been 5 minutes of this movie summed up, and then whatever's going to happen with dinosaurs in fucking real life America killing people. That's what I want to see. Well, so let's get into this Macy chick.
Okay, so apparently Hammond who was the creator of Jurassic Park, had a partner, and he had a daughter that passed away, and he's raising his granddaughter. So Maisie. And Maisie's featured throughout the movie. And she's a 10-year-old girl, 11-year-old girl.
Same as the other movies. You got to have the small child to be chased and scream with the dinosaurs.
Man, it adds a little tension.
I mean, it's to be expected.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have zero fault with that. Set it up, he cares for her a lot, and he's dying. Maisie's grandfather is dying. Is Hammond's partner. I can't think of his fucking name right now. Sorry.
I have no idea there.
But he's on oxygen. You can tell he's older, but he cares a lot for his granddaughter. He's got the nanny to help out, etc. And eventually the grandfather is murdered by the guy who orchestrates bringing the dinosaurs back to America.
Now, the antagonist of this movie, I'm not going to
he's terrible.
Sidetrack. It was so like over the top, ridiculous, and predictable. It was just asinine of a character.
He was, and I try to. He reminds me of another actor, and just so predictable. And I can't even place it.
I hated his entire part of the movie. So we can move on. I didn't want to spend too much time. He's worthless. So
Maisie, this 10, 11-year-old girl, the villain of the movie kills the grandfather. He's always hiding a picture in a book.
And they foreshadow. She says something about, how was I compared to my mom? And they said, well, you were just like her.
Yes, you're just like your mother, right? And the grandfather keeps hiding a picture in his book of notes, basically about this whole Jurassic World Park thing that he's got going on with him. She gets the book, she sees the picture, and eventually it's led on that she is the clone of her mother. So
if he can clone dinosaurs, he can obviously clone humans.
Right.
And his daughter died in a car accident. Mm-hmm. He's bringing her back.
And he's raising the granddaughter, but it's his daughter. And she probably looks exactly like she did. Obviously.
According to the picture, yeah, they look 100% the same.
So they're the same thing, and he's reliving because his daughter was taken too soon. And, that opens up a whole ethical thing of what would you do if you had this opportunity. You can clone dinosaurs, you can clone humans, and, do you do it? And obviously this guy did. And that drove the wedge between him and Hammond, and they split apart. Now...
Which I did like this story part of it because it was something
new.
I
like that a lot.
And it, like you said, it brings a lot of question into your mind of like, how ethical is this? There's a lot of debate about, do we clone stuff? Do you want to be able to clone your kidney for a kidney transfer and all kinds of stuff? And it's like, in my mind, I'd probably go along with it. So I thought that part of it was interesting. I enjoyed that part of the movie. Continue.
So... we now know that she's a clone. She finds it out. She's kind of confused a little bit, whatever. The end of the movie, how do these dinosaurs get out into our world?
Ugh.
And you hate this. And I...
fucking stupid.
Basically, the dinosaurs are being held in cells in the bottom of the grandfather's house at his estate. There's a hydrogen cyanide leak. And the cyanide's probably there just in case of the shit gets out of control. We're just going to kill everything. Well, Claire, Bryce Dallas Howard, her character is all about saving these fucking dinosaurs, right?
She's a humanitarian. She contemplates, do I let them go or not? She's about to hit the button.
Yeah, there's a button that will open the door. They're outside their cages now, but there's a door to the outside. And does she hit the button?
And Chris Pratt says, like, hey, there's no going back.
Think about it. Think what you're going to do.
She closes the door on the button and doesn't hit it.
They think it's all kosher and everything.
Until this stupid whore Macy comes along.
Really?
Yeah.
So the girl, Maisie, identifies.
Oh, I'm a dinosaur. I was cloned just like him. Let me hit the button. I'm going to kill thousands or maybe millions of people because I'm the same as them.
How are you going to kill millions of people? There was like 20 dinosaurs tops there.
Well, apparently...
they're going to kill millions of people. That's a plot hole.
If there's such military weapons, I mean, how could you stop them?
They weren't militarized yet.
Blue was.
One.
Okay, well, that's all you need is one.
And what did Blue end
How
up
many
doing? Blue ended up saving the fucking day. Did she not?
Well, of course. So that was like the most predictable thing
Yay,
ever,
Blue!
too. You're my boy, Blue! It's just dumb. It's like, couldn't they have just escaped somehow cooler? Like, if I was writing a story, I would have just had them become like more animalistic and they escape on their own, or there's some kind of survival instinct that lets them survive to come to America and take over. Not this girl who supposedly identifies because they're both clones. Oh, hit the button, let them go. And wouldn't she's gonna jeopardize at least thousands of people. Let's face it. You're gonna make a whole movie and not thousands of people are gonna die, or else what's the point of the third movie?
I can see that.
So they're gonna take over the world.
You make an honest point.
Wow, I'm not gonna let 20 dinosaurs go, but I'll just sacrifice all these people in the entire world as we know it.
The fucking world is not gonna die because 20 dinosaurs were released. That's just stupid, dude.
Then why have a third movie? You know it's gonna take over. Basically, I think they're gonna make America and the entire world Jurassic again. We're gonna be like fucking cavemen.
That'd be awesome.
All because this girl just had to hit the button to save 20 dinosaurs.
Wow. Would
you let 20 monkeys out of a cage like in fucking 28 days later for the zombie apocalypse to happen? No, kill them fucking monkeys. I'm not gonna have the zombie apocalypse come over and take over the world because I had to save a monkey.
So basically, this is almost like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. No, this movie ripped off 28 days later. Rip off. Not only did you rip off your own franchise, you ripped off 28 days. Yeah, you heard it here first. You ain't gonna find that on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, fuck Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
I just thought the end was so dumb to me. It was just dumb.
Nah, I don't think it was dumb. What was dumb was the fucking after credits. That was fucking dumb.
Here's the thing. I didn't have a problem with the after credits other than the fact that I waited 15 minutes for them. They were just like, the after credits were what we already got before the credits, just a little bit elaborated. So the after credits, if you didn't stick around, was there's pterodactyls and you think they're on the Eiffel Tower at first. It pans back and you just realize it's the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas.
Which is cool.
Cool. But like, why did we have to wait for that? We already got Blue looking over whatever Arizona town.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you should just put it at the end. There was no need for it. I don't think it was stupid in terms of the like what it actually was, but the fact we had to wait for it, yeah, worthless.
It should have been like mid-credit because honestly, like any movie that has this much fucking CGI in it, the credits are unfucking believably long.
And it was like 10 seconds. So we saw this movie in 3D and I took my glasses off to wait for the credits. By the time I went to put my glasses back on, because I was like, oh shit, I gotta put them on, I can't really see. It was already over. That's not even an exaggeration. 7 seconds?
Yeah, it was so fucking short and do it sooner. It could have been even the end after
it should have
you
just been
saw
after
them.
Blue.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And like, why? If you're going to do the after credits, do it right, please. That's all I gotta say on that.
So I guess we're gonna rank this since we got to the end of the movie.
All right. You go first.
I'm going to give it a 5. I'm not going to say the movie's unwatchable. It's not like paint drying, but I just found the middle third of the movie unbearably slow. It was just basically an auction house show for 30 some minutes. I could care less about. The other stuff was repeats of what I've already seen. Like I said, maybe 5 times in this movie, I'm like, I've had enough. I just want to leave. I got better shit to do. Effects were fine. Some of the action was good on the island. I liked it. Chris Pratt I found enjoyable enough. Bryce Dallas is always hot. Good to look at. It was just extremely average. 5.
All right. I hear what you're saying. I found it entertaining enough. Yes, there were some plot holes. I agree with some plot holes with you. But I really went into this with your advice of no expectations. It's going to suck. And then if it's good, then all right, awesome. And that's what I did. I had almost no desire to see this. And I left very entertained. And I was like, oh, okay. It was just an entertaining movie. Like, it's a step above that rainy Sunday afternoon movie for me. Like, I'm going to throw a
That
movie
you
on the
don't pay
back.
anything to watch.
But I'm not gonna. It's a movie that you throw on and you're not gonna pay attention to. I could pay attention to this movie again. I'll be like, oh, okay, it's a cool movie. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna sit down and watch it again if it's on, and I'm gonna like it. And
I'd rather just watch Jurassic Park over again, because any of the good parts they just stole out of the movie anyway, and then the rest of the movie is still much better. Just watch Jurassic Park over.
I liked it enough. I thought it was entertaining. I thought the special effects were great. I loved the variety of dinosaurs that were in it. I'm a dinosaur nerd from back when I was a kid. I love them. I just, part of every boy's life is dinosaurs, except for maybe you. You don't even know what a fucking dinosaur is. You don't even think they exist.
Did the ram dinosaur really exist?
Yes.
I'm sure it did. I'd never seen it before.
Don't ask me the fucking name on that one. But
I thought you were Ross Geller here and were like a paleontologist.
No.
No.
The bottom line is, like I said, I'm going to beat it to dead horse. It was entertaining. Plot holes, yes. Acting, there was some really sketchy acting in it. But hey, I enjoy a lot of bad acting in Star Wars movies, so I can accept it. And I really like the plot twist of Maisie being a clone. I thought that was awesome. I want to see how it plays out and how she's going to struggle with that in the next movie, because I think she has to. And what are we going to see in the next movie? I think it set it up perfectly. I was entertained. There is nothing more that you need in a Jurassic movie than fucking dinosaurs and explosions. That's all you need. There was plenty of that. I loved it. And I give it a 6.
He loves it, but gave it a 6.
I loved it enough, but no, because it's not.
It's extremely average, dude.
Not,
Your rating says it.
I still gave it higher score than Infinity War. So fuck you.
Which is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I was more entertained with this and left us with a better feeling of, wow, that was fun, than Infinity War.
I have no idea how, man. I really don't. It is just such rehashed bullshit. But that's why you like Star Wars. It's just rehashed bullshit. So I guess it makes sense for you.
Maybe I have a comfort zone. I don't fucking know. All right, but it is what it is. A 5 from this motherfucker and 6 from me.
So one thing I wanted to bring up and I forgot. I'm fucking the whole flow up here, but this movie was supposed to be like the horror movie. Did you get that at all?
Who the fuck said that?
Everyone. Like the
What do
first
you mean everyone? I didn't hear that.
Jurassic World was considered the action adventure movie. Fallen Kingdom was supposed to be the horror Jurassic World.
I didn't hear that shit at all. And if
Dude,
somebody said that,
it's on like every single website.
Dude, seriously, man, I went into this movie with just seeing one trailer like 2 months ago, and that was it. Like, I didn't pay attention to any of the hype. This is like one movie. I didn't pay attention to the hype. I didn't look it up online at all. I know nothing about this fucking movie. And I went in, and that's probably why I actually enjoyed it.
So did you think it had a horror element to it, though?
No.
I didn't get it either. That's why I just wanted to confirm. All
No,
right.
there's zero horror whatsoever in this.
And this gets back to my, I guess, flashback. The only little horror element is they show like this made up dinosaur lurking around, but it was the same as the raptors in the first movie where they're following the girl in the kitchen and they're like kind of stalking her, and you see like the snort of air come on the circle window. It was that same kind of like cat and mouse game. I'm like, all right, that's
Not
horror.
as bad. It was not as intense as the first one. No.
Yeah, it was
it's not.
redone, but not even nearly as good. That's just making my point better. But I'm just saying, it was like, if you want to call that horror, I guess, but this is not a horror movie that people are claiming it to be.
No. 2 horror buffs here, and we did not see that whatsoever.
I just thought maybe I was crazy.
Well, you are, but not on this one.
Not on that?
I will back you up.
All
man.
right.
No.
Good deal. So we're going to get into news, baby.
All right. Get away from the movies and into what you got for me this week.
So I got some good toy news. NECA. I feel like I'm announcing NECA shit every week here, but they're stepping up their game.
Good.
They're making a Freddy accessory pack, a Nightmare on Elm Street pack,
Nice.
And it comes with Freddy coming out of the TV from part 3.
Oh, I love that.
Classic. Yeah. Welcome to prime time, bitch. Right? Awesome. I gotta own that fucker. So it comes with that.
Spectacular.
The worm, which honestly, it looks like a fucking dildo. It's about the size of a dildo too.
Yeah, you showed me the other day, and I was like, "What?"
So I'm not like 100% sold on that part of it. And then it comes with like 2 Elm Street signs, one being like the regular sign, and then one being like the Dreamscapes type sign, which is a little bit more.
Dude, that's pretty badass, man.
Yeah.
All crooked and broken and shit. I love that. Love that.
So the sign's cool, the TV's cool. The dildo, not so much, unless your girl's into that kinky shit.
Do you think someone's going to buy this and actually use it for that?
Somebody in this world will.
I absolutely
They're like,
agree.
I want to be fucked by a Freddy worm. Ugh!
Oh.
Now maybe I do want it now.
I want to meet that girl, actually. And if you are out there, please.
Email us at dysfunctionalnerdcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. Reach out to us. Private email, okay? dysfunctionalnerdcast@gmail.com. Attention, Josh.
But this goes into our second bit of news for toys. There's a Star Wars pack that's going to be out at San Diego. And it's in the vintage packaging. It's like the classic 3-packs that they used to do. And it's Dr. Aphra with her 2 robots, which are basically an evil C-3PO and R2-D2. They kill everything and anything. So it's like, imagine 3PO just wanting bloodlust. And Dr. Aphra is like a major character in the comic books.
Absolutely.
She hasn't made her way into the cinematic universe, but with how much they put into Solo, she is going to make her way eventually into the universe. There's no doubt.
I think she will. And I think they're kind of stupid if they don't, because very popular character.
Yeah, and she has her own solo comic already. It's like basically 30 issues in. But this is going to be her first ever toy. And it's going to come with the 2 bad droids. It's going to be, I think, $50. You can actually order it from Hasbro Toy Shop on August 13th. So if you're not even at San Diego, you can still get it. But they're going to sell out fast.
Yeah,
they always
jump on that shit, man. Jump on it.
Yeah, so they go with the Dr. Aphra spec for comic book related. Darth Vader volume number 1 from Marvel a couple years ago, issue number 3. It was like a $50 book. It's the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, and right now it's down to about $20 for the standard copy. I'm telling you, she is going to be in something. This book's going to blow up. It will be $100 book.
I agree with you. And I think if there is a character that they've introduced, post, expanded universe of before, this is a character that Star Wars fans enjoy, they follow, and they want to see in the future. And to make it into the cinematic world, I agree with that.
Yeah, so I think there is a variant of her first appearance. I believe it's a 1 of 25. I mean, that book's super hot. That's probably like $150, $200 book. I mean, I would grab them if you can, but extremely hard to find. And there's also like a second, third, fourth, and maybe even a 5th print of the book where they just changed the background covers. Maybe not look for those so much, but again, I wouldn't pass them up in dollar bins or anything like that. I bought them at cover price, so I have them. But I just think she's fail-safe, man. Buy her. I think you're going to make money on it.
I agree with your assessment on that one. Absolutely.
So sticking with a little bit of comic book news, Wolverine's coming back. And he has all new powers.
All new? Why?
Why not? It's a comic book.
Did his old powers just get old?
So his new power is he has hot claws.
So
it's like hot buns. Maybe we could play the song.
Like hot claws, he can like slice through butter and tomatoes easily, or why couldn't he do that before with this adamantium shit?
This is people's flaw. So basically, his claws are going to heat up to like I don't know, whatever high degree temperature, and they're just going to be like
hotter than the sun or something.
I guess. But everyone's like, adamantium can cut through anything but adamantium. Does he need to heat him up for any reason?
Does hot adamantium cut through adamantium?
We'll find out. But it's like...
I could care less, but...
I could care less about this, but nerds are outraged, so I thought I'd bring it up.
Are you outraged out there?
For one, it's a fucking comic book about a guy who has claws pop out of his hands. Do we now have to be pissed that the claws are hot? Like, what difference does it make?
Is this just like something to argue about for the sake of arguing? Like,
I
hot
just
claws,
don't even.
hot claws.
I don't even care. Like, who cares? It's,
Wolverine's got hot
the
claws.
claws are hot. Big deal. Like, so you can burn shit. I don't know. Maybe he wants to start fires in the woods.
Yeah, like, does it flame? Does it? Is it
Doesn't
just
flame.
temperature?
It's just like it's like fucking molten looking, you know, like a sword that they're ready to dip.
How does it heat up? Are we gonna find out?
I don't know. Yeah.
If there are 20 variant covers of this, are you going to buy them all?
If they're cover price, yes. If not, no.
Really?
I'm sure there will be 20. I'm sure there will.
Fuck variants.
Do you know right now there's up to 66 variants for Amazing Spider-Man 800?
Excuse me?
Yeah, but you heard it.
66?
66. There's more coming out because they're the third print, so there will be 67 at least.
So someone said, execute order 66 on fucking Spider-Man.
Yep.
Fucking stupid, dude. What?
You
This is,
can't
oh
even
my
do
god, I'm like fucking boiling. I don't even collect that Marvel shit. That would boil my blood.
Batman 50 is doing the same thing, man. It's like 50 of them. But anyway, I just thought we'd bring up Hot Claws Wolverine because everyone's complaining about it. It's news.
I'm complaining. I don't even like him.
I named my kid after Wolverine. Come on, man.
You are fucking dedicated. You are dedicated.
I like him. I got every book there is with him in it, but it just doesn't ruffle my feathers, man. It's about a mutant who has healing powers and pops claws. What difference does it make if they're hot or cold?
He pops claws. It cuts through fucking anything, but what his claws are made of? What do you need them hot?
We'll find out, man. I don't know.
All
So,
right. What else you got?
a little bit of Walking Dead news.
Oh, great. You know how I like that shit.
So, I think everyone knows by this point, Andrew Lincoln said he's not going to be on the show anymore. This is his last season.
Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
This guy who just hates everything popular for some reason.
No, I just don't like things that are fucking done with.
Well, anyway, John Bernthal, who is of course Shane, is coming back. So it's pretty much speculated or whatever that he's going to be on Rick's final episode, flashback of some sort. So what do you think about this? What do you think is going to happen?
I think the way that The Walking Dead has drawn shit out, it's not going to be one episode. It's going to be a drawn out like 4 or 5 episode fucking thing.
I don't know if they would pay John Bernthal that much to put him on.
Well, no, not necessarily him, but I'm just saying that the drawn out aspect of Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes leaving.
Should he not be though? He's the main character. Like he probably should be drawn out. If you're gonna draw out anyone, it's got to be Rick.
Yeah, but since you've drawn out shit so long before, it's very tiresome right now. Okay, so you're gonna give an episode. I could see them giving an episode to John Bernthal. I could see them giving an episode to, say, 2 or 3 minor characters. Okay, Andrea, the old guy. Who's the old guy with the RV?
Oh, Dale.
Dale,
your favorite.
Fuck,
you hippie motherfuckers.
Like Andrea and Dale, like they're linked together. He's gonna remember that. He's gonna have episodes of remembering, and it's gonna be drawn out longer than it has to. And it's like, oh my god, we all know the dude signed on for the first half of the year.
That's what I'm hearing. I think he's only on for 6 episodes.
So you're signed on for 6 episodes. You're not going to do 3 in one and 3 in the other. Is he going to die? I don't know. Is he going to move on? Maybe. I don't know. But I just think the way that they do shit, it's going to be drawn out. Like, you thought like the train tracks thing was drawn out fucking ridiculously long. Think about, they did that then. They're going to do it now. New showrunner or not, They're gonna fucking do it.
I just need to know what's going to kill Rick. He survived all this like insurmountable shit. And now what's he going to die from? It's got to be something major. I don't want to see him bit by a zombie because he's killed millions of them.
Dude,
how badass does a guy have to be over Negan to be able to kill Rick? You know what I mean? Like,
or do you get to the point of I've survived how many years? 2 or 3 years in this apocalypse. I survived through Negan, who was his greatest adversary. He was worse than the governor, right? He's gone through all this adversity, and he's going to die how?
I don't know. I don't know how you can make it.
Seriously, is it going to be as stupid as Carl dying by a simple bite? Is that... But can you...
Fans, there's no way... I don't think a single fan's going to agree with how he dies. It's just impossible. The character is so larger than life. There's nothing you can do that's going to meet expectations.
And there are a lot of viewers that watch the show just for Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
He's
a piece of ace.
Besides that, besides him being a hot dude,
sewing.
He is the original character.
He's the main character.
He's
100%. He is the show.
Yes. So how do you pay tribute to him, let him leave the show, and then continue the show in a respectful way? And I think that's going to be very fucking hard for them to do.
It's going to be impossible.
Hard to impossible. I agree with that 100% because it's got to be a rebranding, rebooting of this series.
And I've been telling Josh, you should email him or twat at him or whatever that he needs to start watching Fear, because every single person who has watched it has said how much better it is than it was the first 3 seasons, but they rebranded the show. So whether you want to call it Fear the Walking Dead or whatever title you want to call it, this is basically the third type of Walking Dead show now. It's totally different than Fear.
So basically, I could just start watching the season and fucking forget about the rest of the Fear.
You probably really could, honestly. But I think
that just goes back to what I've always told you is I'm not going to waste my fucking time on 3 seasons of shit.
Don't watch them then. Watch this season that is good and just follow on.
But why did that to me
it's like a sitcom. How many sitcoms do people watch in season 1 and 2? You don't watch it till it starts getting in syndication, and then all of a sudden you love it. You pick it up wherever and you like it.
Sitcoms are 100% different, though.
Dude, just pick it up at this season. You'll like it. It'll make sense, and you can follow it through.
You know what,
it's
though?
Been so much
Call
better.
it another fucking show. Why does it have to be Fear the fucking Walking Dead? They're going to rebrand. They have to rebrand The Walking Dead.
Well, this is my whole point, is I was going to say, I think they need to rebrand the main show. So you can keep the Walking Dead title, whatever, but I don't want Daryl to be the front runner and just take Rick's spot. You need to get rid of Daryl, get rid of this entire group, and just move on, make it a new show.
I don't think you can do that, man.
Nobody's going to watch it.
How about The Walking Dead?
Nobody's watching Walking Dead without Rick.
Fear, you might be. Spoiler alert, I haven't fucking watched any of Fear. I watched the first season and maybe 2 episodes into the second one. It sucked so fucking bad. I said, I'm done. But apparently, spoiler, everybody's fucking dead?
Yes.
Okay. So basically,
and it was surprising. So we had an argument this week that he was bitching about Fear, but he doesn't watch it. And I made the very nice point of, you make people bitch about Solo being so shitty that haven't watched it and how they're hypocrites and they should just kill themselves. And here you were doing the same thing.
But here's the fucking difference. It's called Fear the Walking Dead, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So why would I watch 3 seasons of pure fucking garbage just for them to rebrand it?
Well, why would Star Wars fans watch 2 movies of pure fucking garbage and then go watch Solo?
They have watched 3 really fucking awesome movies.
And you watched 6 really good seasons of Walking Dead.
No, I have not watched 6
whatever,
really
4, 3, however many seasons you want to call it. You watched however many good seasons of Walking Dead.
Because I have so much invested in The Walking Dead that even though it's going clearly down fucking hill, I have to see how
and
it's
fear
ended.
is skyrocketing into the atmosphere.
But here's the difference. I like seeing something fantastic from the beginning. I'd rather see it go downhill and bitch about it than bitch about the beginning and be like, this is fucking stupid. I have no fucking desire to watch this. The story sucks. It's drawn out. It's slow.
But it's not anymore. That's what
Not
I'm trying
anymore.
to say.
Call it something else. It's completely done. This is not Fear the Walking Dead. Is it not? No. Everybody's fucking dead. All the main characters are dead. It's not Fear the Walking Dead.
Call it whatever you want to call it. It's
Fear the
just
Walking Dead Part 2.
semantics then. Just
Part
call
2.
it.
Part 2. Go ahead and call it that. Who's afraid to fucking do that? Call The Walking Dead Part 2. I think that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get in that route, just have chapters of books. We finished chapter 1. It's chapter 2.
Fine, go ahead and do that.
I'll agree with you on this. This is a good point.
I would love that a lot better, and I would fucking go 100% into it.
The show that I really want, if you're bringing back Bernthal, I want to see fucking Rick Grimes and Bernthal as just Atlanta cops. Just call it fucking Atlanta PD. I don't want nothing to do with the zombie apocalypse. Nothing.
Like a Starsky and Hutch kind of thing?
Yeah, I want to see Rick be the fucking good cop, Shane be the bad cop, and he's like shady as shit. He's like kind of beating on suspects, and he's like stealing drugs every now and then, snorting a line, and Rick's kind of keep him in line. That's what I want to see. Fucking
Dude, that'd
Atlanta,
be fucking awesome.
Atlanta PD.
Like, would you file like a 21 Jump Street?
Not as corny though. I want it basically.
21 Jump Street was not corny.
Bernthal as the Punisher, maybe play him back a little bit, so he's not as crazy. But I want to see fucking badass Shane, and then Rick just trying to keep the shit together. And every once in now and then we'll see Shane bang Lori. Rick will get jealous, whatever. But we see how that good cop, bad cop is in everything.
So you think the banging went on before?
It's been going on forever. Carl is actually Shane's.
Dude, that'd be a great fucking show.
Recast Carl. They already had that kid walk away, in Carl's last episode. Just recast that kid. Shit.
And you figure, like, down in Atlanta, like, no offense to Atlanteans or Georgians, shit's a little bit backwards than we're used to in the Northeast.
There goes our Georgia audience. Thanks.
Do we have a Georgia audience?
We do. And you just...
We love you, Georgia, but up here in the Northeast...
Go Bulldogs.
Woo! Do they woof?
No, I don't. I was going to say, I don't know if that was a dog or bark or what.
Excuse me.
But that's the show I want, man. Who want to watch
I love it. I love it.
This is why I should work for AMC. I'm taking Hardwick's job.
Since he's out of a job, you can go right in there.
Taking that shit over.
Yeah. Don't forget about me. Remember where you came from.
Yeah, so hopefully Rick and Shane hit him with the blue light. That's what I say.
We'll never know what happens there. We'll see. Hopefully. So, last little tidbit of news. The ongoing Star Wars saga of what movies are going to get made, what movies aren't going to get made. Did Solo ruin the Star Wars, franchise? No, it didn't. But I think it was Thursday, a report comes out that from Collider, standalone films are now on indefinite hold.
Yeah, Boba Fett film. Apparently, everyone associated with let go.
Yeah, that was the director of the Logan movie. Mangold was going to direct that. The Obi-Wan standalone, done. Indefinite hold. We don't know where we're going to do it. They're done. No, don't even talk to us about it. Well, late Friday, it comes out. Lucasfilm tells ABC News, which is both owned by Disney, so it makes sense that the Collider report was inaccurate. And that's the word being used, I think, is inaccurate. So, folks, take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to say Lucasfilm came out. They did not put an official statement out on any website, on Twitter, or anything like that, social media, whatever bullcrap you want to listen to. But they did say to ABC News, the Collider report was inaccurate. There are movies in the pipeline. Supposedly there's 9 movies. And that was, Wednesday or Thursday? 9 movies in the pipeline.
But you would have had to think Collider they had to cancel something.
I don't know. I think
where does Collider? I highly doubt they just pulled it out of their ass.
Well, why would Lucasfilm the next day come out and say, no, that's an inaccurate report?
Because like I said, I think they might have canceled 1, not maybe 9. So maybe there's some kind of truth to it when Collider just kind of took it to the
I
far
don't know.
end. But
I think it gives Lucasfilm the opportunity to say, hey, let us. They do need to take the step back and say,
yeah,
hey,
they don't need 9. There's no reason for 9 films. That would be a little bit overkill.
but when you think about it, you got like the 3 Ryan Johnson movies. You got yeah, I'm on the fence on that, but I'm excited about 3 movies coming from the guys that did Game of Thrones. If you can create the Game of Thrones world and have one of the most popular shows on paid cable, then go to Star Wars, please, because I think it's going to be awesome. And Star Wars and fantasy goes hand in hand. You know, and then so that's 6 movies right there, and then you have 3 standalone movies. You have Boba Fett, you have Obi-Wan, and one that, hey, who knows? Yoda, who knows? Whatever, Dengar, I don't fucking care.
I will never see a Ryan Johnson film again.
Never.
Never.
So-
Not even for the sake of the podcast.
That is beyond harsh.
I'm not.
So those will be solo podcasts by me, probably about 20 minutes long, where I will tell you what
How
I
bad
thought
it
about
sucked,
the
and
movie.
I will just laugh.
No,
at you.
I don't know about that. Maybe he'll be good at telling his own fucking story, but please leave the original Skywalker franchise alone, please, Ryan Johnson. Thank you very much. It was very hard for me to say that, just so you know, very hard. So,
That's what she said.
but that's the latest of the Star Wars news. So, just a little bit to throw in there.
Little bit Marvel news, or probably more likely Sony news, was they announced a Silk movie.
I did see that. Yes.
This goes along with the Joker spec we had last week or last episode. This movie's not fucking happening.
You think it won't happen? You think Sony's going to fuck this up?
Dude, they've announced so many movies. They had Silver Sable coming out. They had this like Black and Silver, whatever they're calling it, with Black Cat in it.
Yeah.
That's been scrapped. They had this Sinister Six movie planned. That's been scrapped.
Well, I think that was on the failure of the Amazing Spider-Man shit with Andrew Garfield, right?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't even think the Andrew Garfield movies were bad. But
I liked them. I liked them a lot.
I just, Sony doesn't know what the fuck they're doing either. So I just don't see this movie happening. But if you're not familiar with Silk, she's basically a female Spider-Man character of a different ethnicity. Amazing Spider-Man 4, I think it's like Volume 4 is her first appearance. Decent book to pick up. She had her own solo title for a little bit. It's since been canceled. I don't know how you make a Silk movie. Like, I would start with Spider-Gwen first, and we talked about it last episode. She's into the Spider-Verse. Makes sense. Maybe you would put Silk in there. I can understand it. Not as a fucking movie. No one cares, dude.
And this is live action, right?
From what I heard, yeah. Nobody knows who she is, man. I've never seen cosplayers as Silk. Her books don't really sell other than her first appearance.
Really? Like, I thought she was maybe more popular than I thought. Again,
It's Spider-Gwen.
it's Marvel,
all the
so
way.
I could care fucking less, but I don't know.
It's just interesting to me. I just don't see it happening. But they did get a little bit into, from what I'm hearing, they're going to have like a cartoon universe.
Yeah.
And Champions issue 21 came out this week, which is the first appearance of Snowguard. She's an Inuit character. Descent. So this is the
Alaskan.
first. Yeah, this is the first Inuit character ever. They're saying she's going to be the next Kamala Khan. She was huge. Her books are huge. She's going to be in a TV or whatever cartoon movie. So from what they're saying, Into the Spider-Verse is going to be the first. Then they're going to transition to Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which was announced a little bit ago, a couple months ago. And Moon Girl, she's the smartest superhero in the entire universe. She's smarter than Mr. Fantastic, apparently. So they're going to do her, and then it's going to go into this Champions thing, and it's going to be like Snowguard, Kamala Khan, all these like newer age characters.
So
Vision, or Viv Vision, which is Vision's daughter. lot of these characters. So her spec is really blowing up this week. Champions 19, 20, and 21. There were second prints that came out. They're only going to be around 7,000 issues. Grab them. So I think it's interesting. I think they're trying to mirror their cinematic universe, and they're going to create this like cartoon universe.
And you think that cartoon universe is going to take off? Do you think it's going to be as popular, or I mean, quickly? Like, do you think
this could be like a next Pixar type of thing?
You think it's going to be that big?
I don't think that big, but it'll be big enough that you can have movies come out all the time. It's going to be obviously geared towards a younger audience, but hey, if you want the cinematic universe to progress, get kids hooked now while they're like 4 to like 10. So that way, by the time they're 10, they're fucking hooked on the real live action movies, and they just keep watching.
I don't know, man. I think kids are hooked on the live action. I think the kids also like cartoon. I think it's a pretty smart move by Marvel to bridge both gaps, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, as usual, hit us up on all the social media that's out there. You can reach us by email, dysfunctionalnerdcast@gmail.com. And Aaron, what's our Twitter handle?
@dnerdcast.
Awesome. And we can also be found on Facebook, Dysfunctional Nerdcast. Just give us a search there. So let us know how we're doing. Give us a 5-star rating wherever you can, or whatever podcast directory that you're listening to. And we see that there are people following us all over the country, and we really appreciate it. And we look forward to growing this, but we need your support.
Yeah, so we beg for the 5-star reviews. I actually do get questions on how to leave one. It's a little complicated on the iTunes. Just search us through the iTunes directory. You'll see Dysfunctional Nerdcast. Hit it, not the particular episode, but just hit our podcast in general. It'll pop up. You can write a review. Just click the 5-star and leave a short little comment about what you like.
Right.
So again, it's really important. It helps us out in searches. The more searches we get, the more content we can cover, more shows we can attend, so forth. So it'll make for a better show for you guys.
Right. And we always want to include you all into our shows. So follow us on the Facebook, the Twitter, and send us an email. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what topics you want us to cover. Did you disagree with us? Did you agree with us? I don't know. Whatever. Just fucking let us know.
Yeah, and if you're not asleep from Jurassic World, write that review.
Nah, you should be awake, because there's nothing but dinosaurs and explosions, man.
But we're coming back in 2 weeks, and we're going to have the Purge review along with Ant-Man and Wasp, of course.
Yeah, I think double movie review, man. I'm excited about that.
Hell yeah. So until next time, ponder this. If you were to clone yourself and have sex with yourself, is it still masturbation?